Hey everybody, greetings from mainland China. I hope you're doing well wherever you may happen to be out there in this big old world of ours. But in this video, I want to talk about a recurring topic on this channel. And I deal with travel. I've traveled around China a lot. And one issue that exists here and has existed since I started coming to China in 2007, so that's been 17 years now, is the fact that so many hotels in China refuse to accept foreign guests. And this occurs more so in smaller cities, and there are actually small towns throughout China that don't have one single place that will accept foreign guests. So what if you're out on a road trip and you end up in one of these little towns and you go to a hotel and they just flat out will not accept you? What are you supposed to do? Well, I guess you have to get your ass back in your car and just keep driving on to the next bigger city. And then upon arrival in that bigger city, walk into another hotel and just keep trying until you find one that accepts you. Now, for a lot of people who have been in China a long time and have done traveling throughout the country and who are going to be honest with you and tell you this is something that pretty much all of us have faced. And I can't tell you how much stress and frustration it has caused me over the years to face a situation where I walk into a hotel, I want to pay money, I want to sleep there, only to be told in usually a not very apologetic kind of way that, sorry, no foreigners. Sometimes they're more polite about it, but if you haven't experienced it, the feeling that you get when you have to face that kind of situation, let me just tell you, it is a very bad and frustrating experience, and there is not jack shit that you can do about it. The first time I encountered this, I actually found a cop and I let him go with me back into the hotel, and they still refused me. They explained to the cop. Fortunately, he could speak some English at the time because I was new to China, but he basically explained to me, oh, they're not authorized to take foreigners. Guys, this was in 2007. So it's not like this is some kind of new thing that started. I mean, it's been going on for, at least from what I've experienced myself, damn near 2 decades. And was it going on prior to that? I don't think it just started as soon as I arrived in China. So I would have to assume that it's been going on longer than that. Now, recently, this has started to get some attention, and obviously, it's not a very good look. If I was a leader and, my country was getting attention that, oh, we are refusing to accept foreign guests for whatever reason, yeah, I can imagine it wouldn't be a very good feeling. It's not a good look. So an article came out recently in one of China's main state-run media outlets, the Global Times, and they were talking about how, this policy, this was never a law. These places never had the right to refuse foreigners, and the authorities are aware of it, and they are telling all these hotels around China that, hey, you better start accepting foreign guests. You cannot refuse them. Well, my first question is why now? I mean, why wasn't something done about this before? But okay, that's in the past, right? Let's move forward. Let's talk about the future. Let's focus on the future. So now I'm seeing more video clips and articles and people talking about this topic about how, hey, China never had that law where hotels had the right to refuse you based on your nationality. That was never a law. That was just like a big misunderstanding, or maybe the hotel worker was just too lazy or they didn't know. Maybe they were just confused. Maybe they didn't get the memo that they're supposed to accept everyone. Well, my response to that is that if a memo had been sent out and the message wanted to be, put forth and put out there and spread around the country, it could have easily been done. But this problem has been pervasive for so long now. But now it looks like it's getting more attention, and China is trying to boost their tourism. And this is definitely not a good selling point to when people find out, hey, plenty of hotels in China have the right. Or whether they have the right or not, in practice, in reality, they can refuse you because you're a foreigner. But now it seems like there's this push to say, hey, that's a thing of the past. That was just all a big misunderstanding, and that was never really a thing. That should have never happened. So you just come on back here, and none of our hotels are going to refuse you. And I've got to be honest with you guys, that is simply just not the case. It has been a thing, and actually even right now, it still is a thing. I'm going to prove it to you in this video. But I just saw another one of these videos this morning, and this one really pissed me off because it's trying to use this whole, oh, it was just a big misunderstanding. They don't have the right to do that. It should have never been happening in the first place kind of tone to the video. And that really annoys me because I've been dealing with this for so long and I've faced so much stress. I'm a traveler, guys. I've been to over 100 cities in China. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that I have probably been rejected by over 100 hotels in China. And some of the times, back in the early days when I first started encountering this, I would try to fight it. I would try to talk to the worker and say, "Hey, no, no, I want to stay here. I want to pay the money. I've got my passport." And they would just shut me down. They'd say, "No, you just can't stay. Foreigners can't stay here. We don't have authorization to accept you." So check out this video first from this guy this morning. This is on Chinese social media. And after that, I will show you that your nationality has been a thing and it still is today. Now, I hope this push is real. I hope that in the very near future that all hotels will accept foreigners, because believe me, that would make me very, very happy. But please don't bullshit me and try to say, "Oh, this was never really a thing. It's just all a big misunderstanding." Okay, check out this little video. I just saw this today.
Look, I'm sure you have this experience. You got rejected by a hotel in China just because you are a Lawai. Freaking awful, isn't it? We happily book our stay, and when we walk into the hotel, they see your foreign face or your foreign passport, they got freaking out and they say no. They always give this reason. Oh, according to the law, we cannot take in the foreigner. Here is the myth buster. There's no law in China that forbids hotel from accepting foreigners. And let me show you what you can tell the hotel staff in their face. The Chinese government is aware of this nonsense, and it looks like the government is fed up too, because for so many years they have been taking blame for a law that they never enacted. So just a few days ago, the Chinese government think enough is enough, and they released a statement on the official website. Here it is, and this is the most important sentence. In my translation, it says to the hotel, "Hey, dumbass, stop fooling around. I don't care if you can't speak English or you're just lazy to do the paperwork. Suck it up and take in our foreign guests." Yeah, I put the link of the official statement in the comment sections. So in case you got rejected again, click the link and show it to the hotel.
Okay, so you heard what he said. I don't need to recap that. He communicated pretty clearly. Kudos to that guy for, I'm assuming he's a Chinese guy. I can easily tell that English is not his native language, but he articulated himself very well. So kudos to him for learning foreign language. That's awesome. But this leads right into my next point, and that is how it still matters if you're a foreigner in China as far as booking a hotel goes. You've all heard of WeChat, right? That's China's everything app. You can order groceries for delivery, you can get food for delivery, you can book flights, trains, and get ready, hotels. Yes, China's most popular app, most widely used app, WeChat, is commonly used for booking hotels. And I use it too because it is very convenient. And it actually has a very unique and special feature on it. So just to give you guys an example, I opened up the WeChat hotel booking app. I searched for a hotel in Beijing, and let's take a look at the search results. Okay, you can see a few different ones pop up. The lowest price is 213 yuan for one night, which is a pretty good price. That's like 30 bucks or so. Okay, but here's the thing. It looks like that place probably won't accept foreigners, and here's why. When I go back into the hotel booking app, and I've learned this the hard way, guys, when I go back into the app, there's a section here which you can see I've put a red rectangle around. It says special requests. So I have to click that. So you click that, the next screen that pops up, it gives you some options for special requests. And one of the special requests is this other one that I've put a red rectangle around. It says accepts foreigners. This is on WeChat, guys, and it says right here, by selecting this, the next series of results that it produces will be hotels that can definitely accept foreigners. Nothing else has changed in this search. All I did was choose hotels that can accept foreigners. And if it wasn't a thing, why would this even be an option? Okay, that is pretty obvious. So when we look at the new results, what we see is that initial 213 per night option is no longer there. The price jumps up by about 75% for the next cheapest option. And the new cheapest result that we see on the screen is almost 50 bucks. Again, location didn't change, dates didn't change. The only thing that changed is that I specifically selected hotels that can accept foreign guests. So I'm not talking about the official stance of the authorities here, guys. I'm not talking about the law. I'm just talking about on the ground reality. And one rebuttal that you would get from guys like this guy in this video would be, oh, well, if you go to a hotel and they say they can't accept you, you just show them a screenshot of this and then they will. So let's just think about that. Let's say you try that. Okay, first of all, you're probably in a hotel where, let's say, maybe they don't speak English, or at the very least, very broken English. The worker probably gets a little bit nervous because they can see, something is going on here that they usually don't encounter. They probably get, like I said, get a little bit nervous, get a little uncomfortable. They're not clear of the policy. All they know, all that they've ever heard is they are not allowed to accept foreigners for whatever reason they might have. That's just their thing. We don't accept foreigners. Sorry, bud. But you, after seeing a video like the one I showed you a minute ago, you are no longer willing to take no for an answer. If they try to reject you, just like the guy in the video, quote, hey, dumbass, stop rejecting our foreign guests. You must take me. Let's say you up the ante a little bit. You press the issue. You get a little bit more assertive. Well, emotions could start to run a little high. The worker might get a little bit more animated. You might get more frustrated. And then there might be some other people in the lobby standing around watching this little exchange between a foreigner and a local Chinese. And they will probably pull out their cell phone and make a video about it. And like so many videos I've seen before, that it's almost a recipe for a video to go viral on Chinese social media. Just anything like a foreigner behaving badly in China. If they can get a video like this and put it online, it almost always goes viral. They don't have to put the context or what was said. They just show a foreigner that's in an unflattering moment or in an unhappy moment, especially with a local. And it reflects negatively on all foreigners in China. And if you are living here, it could come back to bite you in the ass because, you don't want that kind of negative attention in China because it will piss off the entire country. And like I said, when you're feeling the wrath of 1.4 billion people, that's a lot of weight to carry on your shoulders. So guys, I just wanted to clear up this issue because I'm kind of starting to sense that somehow, some way, there's some sort of element that's being pushed out there, like this whole thing about hotels in China not accepting foreigners. It was never a thing. It was just a big misunderstanding. It should have never happened. Yeah, well, maybe that's the case. Maybe it shouldn't have happened. And I agree, it actually shouldn't have happened. But it has been a very real thing for a whole lot of people, me included. So I just want to make this video to really set the record straight. That's pretty much it. Looking forward, I hope that they do push out the memo to all hotels around China and let them know, hey, you cannot reject guests based on their nationality. We do not allow that type of discrimination. Trust me, guys, that would make me very happy if that were to happen. But in the past, since I started coming here 17 years ago, that has not happened. And any time that I've tried to press the issue or ask them a little bit more about it, I have been treated like absolute dirt. I've been treated like an annoyance, a nuisance, a troublemaker. So that is all I've got for this video. I didn't plan to make a video on this topic, but I keep seeing more and more stuff come out about this. And I had to inject myself into this conversation because I've got firsthand experience with this. And my experience with this problem goes way back. Like I said, damn near 2 decades. So let me know what you think. Also, have you traveled to China or have you lived here before? Or have you encountered this? If you have had experiences with this, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear about your story. Also, before you go, if you want to help support the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got a lot more content coming your way. I do current events and China-related topics, but I also do a lot of travel videos. That's my bread and butter. That's my main thing. I love traveling. But with my experience in China and with my knowledge of the culture and the country, sometimes when I feel like I've got something to add to the conversation or some insight, I will release pieces on these kind of topics as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll consider following me in the future. We'll catch you guys in the next video. 下次再见.